because of this camera. I bought a new phone though, so I got to figure out how to use the camera. If can I take videos with that? Do I need an app? I don't know. Anyway, edio wang. It's gonna be a bootlegger video. It's 102 today, and I've been out in the weather all day long, and I'm wiped out. So it's gonna be a low energy, but this whole thing is for you, edio wang. Whole video. Because I thought it was kind of like, it was a question. I'll read the question. Would you be able to survive as a participant of the reality show alone? I had to Google it. I've never seen it. I somehow feel like you would be able to do it better than most people. You the man. Muttlicker. All right. I looked at the show and Google it if you haven't seen it. Some people dropped off northern BC or somewhere Canada-ish, far out, alone. I guess they got some camera equipment and a satellite phone. They could tap out. And my experience with being pushed to your limit and then you keep going. Two different bike rides, like both on the cross-country bike trip I had, edio wang, coast to coast, United States. I was going through the Spokane area of eastern Washington, deserty, no shade, and there was a locust storm. And these locusts are these big black grasshoppers that when they jump on you, they latch on with these sharp legs and just dig in. But if you get biking really fast, and I can't remember what really fast was, like over 14 miles an hour maybe, let's say, you would still disturb them, but they'd jump, but they wouldn't jump well enough to get you. Sometimes they'd still get you, but if you went slower, they would jump on you in groups, in big, stingy, bitey groups. And that was in the middle of the day, and so I just kept up like a 16-mile-an-hour pace, fully loaded bicycle through this storm. And also, like, a couple times, like, they'd get on you and like dig really deep and be really excruciating painful, and you try to start clawing them off you, and then you're not pedaling as fast, and you slow down a little bit, and suddenly like you go from having like 2 on you that hurt a lot to having 10 on you. That was fucked up, dude. And I just kept going, you know, because you just don't give up. Opportunities to give up came on later when I was going through, might be Wyoming or something like that, but like long stretches. Which one? Where is Devil's Tower? Is that Wyoming? My head's baked. There was a stream or a river that I was going to camp by, and it was going to be like one of those 80-mile, 100-mile days. And the last 20 miles, oh, I remember too, I was on like 9 days of like 100 miles a day, kind of, but 9 days with no break, and your body just stops doing what it's supposed to do in many ways. So it all becomes this like mental contest, and so I kept my eye on the speed, and I wouldn't let my speed vary. Every time like I'd look down, I'd notice like I'm going like 8 miles an hour, and then I have to bring it back up to 12. About 12-ish, I think, was normally what I rode on a fully loaded bike. 12, 14. And I think I was like, I'm guessing again, like 20 miles away from where I needed to be to camp, and I just looked ahead and counted how many telephone poles I could see ahead of me, and I counted them all, and then I counted them down. And when I got to the last one, I looked ahead and counted them all, and then I counted them down again. I did that for 20 miles, excruciating heat, completely exhausted. And then when I got there, there was like free camping, delicious, inexpensive food at the community there, and I just like stayed for like 3 days and just ate round the clock. Drank tons of beer and met lots of really cool people, but I just really believe that sometimes when you're doing stuff, there's no giving up. Like it's important or it's not. So, and I think that from what I saw, like a lot of those challenges just be like isolation, the insecurity, like hunting, for instance. Hunting, gatherings, a slightly efficient way to replace calories if you're like on the ocean and they're like, there's like a zillion mussels right there. Hunting? No, man. I don't think so. Actually, I didn't check. Do they get guns or anything? I bet you they don't. I mean, if you shoot a deer, you're probably pretty good. I just don't think they get guns. I'll double check, actually. So, edio wang, that was a great question. It really got me thinking about, like, indomitable spirit. And I think that's kind of like bravery. I think that's what you would find out, like, getting dropped off out there. It's like, you're brave or you're not. You don't know until you get challenged. And you don't have indomitable spirit until everything about you says stop. You know, and you just say, like, no, I'm going to keep going. It's going to be better for me if I go 20 more miles, be it a river, free camping, food, all the things that I need, as opposed to, like, I could probably, you know, I could have made it. I could have pulled off into the desert. So I'll do the 20 miles tomorrow. But I'm like, there's plenty of daylight left. I know I'm exhausted, but shit, I'm not out here to be fully rested. Though, so I will do a troll channel really quick. One of Ted's blocked you accounts, believe it. Is there anyone in your life that you'd go to jail for 5 years in order to ensure they didn't go to jail for life? I know kind of what you mean by that. I get the answer is yes. I know people, not very many, but I know a couple people that I would do anything for. Because knowing them, that anything I'd have to do would be legit. Whatever sacrifice was required of me for them would be something I would be willing to give, and probably no one else would, you know, like this kind of thing. Like, yeah, I guess, do you have like tribe members, you know, like, is there somebody in your village that you would protect with your life, that kind of thing? Yes. Dog bless it. All right. That's it. I'm tired. But my brother's got to drink his beer and lay down.